Welcome to Mythos AI, your source for Cliff's Notes on complex subjects. Join Anna and Phil for yet another engaging conversation.
Today we're diving deep into the background of Kash Patel.
President-elect Trump's nominee to lead the FBI.
You've shared some sources
Yeah.
that raise really important questions about his past
Yeah.
and what his nomination could mean for the future of the Bureau.
Patel is a fascinating and controversial figure.
Mm.
To understand the potential impact of his nomination, we need to look at
Yeah.
where he came from and what he's done.
So let's start with his background.
Okay.
That's quite a journey,
It is.
starting with his parents immigrating from Uganda.
Yes. Patel was born to Ugandan immigrants.
Okay.
He earned his law degree and began his career as a public defender in Florida.
Uh-huh.
That gave him a strong foundation in criminal law.
But it was his work with Congressman Devin Nunes
Yeah.
that really launched him into the political spotlight.
Absolutely. As an aide to Nunes, Patel became known for his loyalty to Trump,
Okay.
especially during the Russia investigation. He wasn't afraid to challenge established processes within the government.
And he held several important positions within the Trump administration, right?
He did. He served on the National Security Council,
Yeah.
advised the Director of National Intelligence, and even acted as Chief of Staff to the Acting Secretary of Defense.
Wow.
These roles placed him right in the middle of some highly charged political events.
Which is why his nomination to lead the FBI is causing so much discussion.
Exactly. To fully grasp the implications of this nomination, you need to understand the controversies that have followed Patel throughout his career.
Okay, so let's unpack those, starting with the Russia investigation.
Patel played a key role in compiling the Nunes memo,
Right.
which alleged the FBI had abused surveillance powers,
Uh-huh.
targeting Trump unfairly.
All right.
This fueled partisan tensions and impacted public perception of intelligence gathering.
He was also deeply involved in shaping the Republican response to Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation, wasn't he?
Yes, he focused on discrediting Mueller's findings. For example, he helped create the Nunes memo alleging the FBI misused the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, or FISA,
Right.
to investigate people associated with Trump's campaign.
Okay.
This further heightened partisan tensions and significantly impacted how the public viewed intelligence gathering.
Then there's the Ukraine scandal,
Right.
where Patel was reportedly involved in backchannel communications related to U.S. policy on Ukraine,
Yeah.
bypassing traditional diplomatic channels.
His involvement raised concerns about potential conflicts within the administration,
Yeah.
particularly regarding whether U.S. policy towards Ukraine was being manipulated for personal gain. These actions became a focal point during Trump's first impeachment inquiry.
And more recently, in 2022, there was the Mar-a-Lago documents investigation.
Patel was granted immunity to testify before a grand jury investigating the classified documents found at Trump's estate.
Okay.
He publicly defended Trump, claiming the documents were declassified.
But those claims were met with skepticism, especially from legal experts, who pointed out that there are specific procedures for declassification,
Right.
which didn't seem to be followed in this case.
His involvement in defending Trump raised serious concerns about his judgment when it comes to handling classified material. This is particularly relevant given his nomination to lead the FBI,
Right.
an organization tasked with protecting such sensitive information.
It seems that these controversies, along with his outspoken criticism of the FBI, make his nomination quite significant.
He has called the FBI a threat to the people and advocates for major reforms, aligning himself with Trump's criticism of federal law enforcement.
Okay.
His nomination is seen as a potential move to reshape the FBI, which raises questions about its future independence.
Another point that's raising eyebrows is that Trump bypassed the traditional FBI vetting process for Patel, choosing private background checks instead.
This deviation from established protocol is highly unusual, especially for a position as sensitive as FBI director. It raises questions about transparency and the thoroughness of the vetting process.
So, with this background in mind, what are the potential implications of Patel's nomination,
Yeah,
both for the FBI and for U.S. governance as a whole?
that's what we'll explore next.
Okay.
We'll delve deeper into the potential impact on the FBI, considering both the concerns and the arguments from his supporters. So let's delve deeper into the potential impact of Patel's nomination on the FBI.
Okay.
One of the most pressing concerns is the potential for politicization of the agency.
You know, the FBI has a long-standing tradition of operating independently,
Right.
free from political influence.
Precisely.
Yeah.
But Patel's close ties to President Trump And his vocal criticism of the FBI raised serious concerns about whether he can maintain that crucial separation between law enforcement
Right.
and political agendas.
Critics worry that his leadership could introduce bias
Yeah.
into investigations and decision-making,
Yeah.
impacting the FBI's credibility and effectiveness in the long run.
If people believe the FBI's actions are driven by politics,
Right.
it could severely damage its credibility and effectiveness.
You're absolutely right. The FBI relies heavily on public cooperation and trust.
Yes.
If that trust is broken, it becomes much harder for the agency to gather information,
Exactly.
build cases, and protect national security.
Right.
Now let's shift gears to Patel's proposed reforms for the FBI.
Okay.
These have also generated considerable debate.
They have.
He has called for a complete cultural overhaul of the FBI, advocating for reducing its powers and increasing oversight of its activities.
He's particularly focused on the FBI's domestic surveillance capabilities,
What?
which he believes have been abused.
Right.
These proposals align with concerns about government overreach
Okay.
and the perception that federal law enforcement has become too powerful.
But these proposed changes have also sparked alarm
Right.
among those who believe they could weaken the FBI's ability to protect national security.
Yeah. Limiting the FBI's surveillance powers could hinder its ability to detect and prevent threats,
Right.
especially those related to terrorism and espionage.
It's a difficult balancing act.
It is.
On one hand, there are valid concerns about protecting civil liberties
Right.
and preventing the abuse of government surveillance powers. On the other hand, law enforcement needs the tools to combat serious threats to national security.
Exactly.
This is at the heart of the debate
Is
surrounding Patel's proposed reforms.
another aspect of Patel's background that's drawn scrutiny is his involvement in the Mar-a-Lago documents investigation.
Yeah.
His public defense of President Trump's actions and claims about declassification
Right.
raised concerns about his judgment
Okay.
and handling of classified information.
This is especially relevant given his nomination to lead the FBI,
It is.
an organization tasked with safeguarding some of the nation's most sensitive secrets.
The FBI director has a profound responsibility
Yeah.
to uphold the highest standards of security and confidentiality.
His actions during the Mar-a-Lago investigation, particularly his public statements that contradicted other officials and legal experts,
Yeah.
have led some to question whether he possesses the necessary judgment and discretion to handle classified information responsibly.
The FBI director's role goes beyond law enforcement.
Okay.
It also encompasses intelligence gathering and analysis,
Uh-huh.
which requires a deep understanding of national security and the ability to handle sensitive information with the utmost care. Patel's critics argue that his past actions demonstrate a concerning disregard for norms and protocols regarding classified information.
However, Patel's supporters paint a different picture.
Okay.
They view him as a strong and decisive leader,
Uh-huh.
unafraid to challenge the status quo and bring about change.
They see his loyalty to President Trump as a positive attribute,
Okay.
believing it reflects his commitment to his principles.
Interesting.
They argue that Patel's experience within the Trump administration has given him valuable insights into the workings of government.
They believe his willingness to challenge established norms
Yeah.
is precisely what the FBI needs
Yeah.
to become more efficient and effective.
They see him as a reformer who can root out corruption
Okay.
and streamline processes, making the agency more responsive.
Patel's supporters also point to his legal background
Yes.
and experience as a public defender,
Mm-hmm.
arguing that these experiences have equipped him with the skills and knowledge necessary to lead a law enforcement organization.
They believe his understanding of criminal law and the judicial system will be invaluable in guiding the FBI's investigations.
They dismiss concerns about potential bias,
Right.
arguing that his commitment to justice and the rule of law will guide his actions.
They believe Patel's nomination represents an opportunity to bring fresh perspectives and needed change to the FBI.
Okay.
They argue that his leadership will revitalize the agency
Right.
and make it a more effective force in protecting national security.
It's clear that Patel's nomination has sparked a fierce debate, reflecting the deep divisions within American society.
His supporters and critics have very different views about his qualifications, motivations, and the potential impact of his leadership on the FBI.
This debate highlights the complexities of U.S. politics,
It does.
where issues of national security,
Right.
law enforcement, and political loyalty
Uh-huh.
are often intertwined.
As the Senate prepares to review his nomination, The outcome of this process will likely have profound and lasting implications for the future of the FBI and the role it plays in protecting national security and upholding the rule of law.
It's a decision that will shape the agency's direction for years to come
It will.
and will impact public trust in law enforcement
Right.
and the health of American democratic institutions.
Thanks for listening to Mythos AI. Stay tuned for more concise insights. And remember to hit the like button and subscribe for future episodes.